Alright, here's our flat Stanley model, just to give you a picture of it. I'm only going to do major blood vessels on this one because, again, we're using cats, and so sometimes we switch from human vessels to cat vessel names, so I don't want to screw up any other anatomy students out there. I'm going to stick to the basics. So up here we have the carotid artery, and you can see that it turns into the internal carotid, and then this one right here is the external carotid artery. Branches from that, of course, would include the lingual artery, the facial artery, the temporal artery, but on the cat we just simply have, the lingual artery. The common carotid is, of course, a branch off, the right common carotid is a branch off the brachiocephalic trunk, which is shown here. The other branch off the brachiocephalic trunk is the right subclavian artery. Down here you're seeing the aortic arch. You can see the left common carotid and the left subclavian. And again, the left subclavian, once it crosses under the clavicle, turns into the axillary artery, and then down here the brachial artery. In blue you're seeing the subclavian vein being met with the external jugular. Here's the subclavian with the external jugular. The external jugular. Internal jugular is this large one right here. So here's the external and internal. On the cat, your external jugular is very, very, very big, and the internal jugular, we tell you, most of the time you can't see it or dissect it. So that's going to be a slight difference on the cat versus on this flat model. So again, external jugular, internal jugular. The brachiocephalic veins merge to form the superior vena cava. And down here you're seeing the inferior vena cava in the abdominal cavity. This is the celiac trunk. Of course, it gives off a branch to the spleen. The celiac trunk would give a branch off to the gastric artery and also the hepatic artery. So in this model, the one that's cut off here, this little nub, it represents the gastric. The next branch, of course, is the superior mesenteric artery. And then the next branch would be the suprarenal arteries, but you don't see those on here. And then the renal artery. And then down here, these tiny ones coming off are the gonadal arteries. And then the inferior mesenteric artery is this little stub right here. Then we have our iliolumbar arteries shown here on this side, not so much on this side. We have our common iliac artery, internal iliac artery, external, turning into femoral, and then the veins show the same presentation. Here's the femoral vein turning into the external iliac vein, being met with the internal iliac vein, and then they form the common iliac vein. Here is your sacral artery right there. Let's see, what else do I want to show you on the flat Stanley model? I think that's it.